Yes. Hi, everybody. Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. And why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't you have an extra skip in your step after yesterday? If you're new around here, why don't you give it a like, give it a share, give it a comment, give it a subscribe? As you know, we are on the way to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, why not? Why not get involved? If you know anyone who wants to have some lovely West Ham content, let them know about us. Let them know about us. Get the message out there on social media and stuff. The West Ham Network is here to play. Anyway, I hope everyone is safe and well. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Obviously, capped off the icing on the cake, so to speak, being our massive win against the Spurs. And West Ham Art sent me this. I thought this is really cool. Look, what did Tottenham get everywhere they go? COVID, scared, lost, battered. I love that. That's West Ham Art. Check them out on Twitter. Top boys West Ham Art. Anyway, it just made me giggle. Yes, so we've got the chats. I want to actually bring to you some of Moyes' post-match press conference because it's really interesting. But anyway, let's quickly look through the chat quickly and we'll go through that. We are having a party. We are certainly, James, we are having a party. Can't wait for the open top bus. Just hashtag our cup. Remember, it was our cup final. Just remember that. What would have the score been if we had rested our entire first 11? Is it me or did Tottenham look a bit jaded, like they haven't played for a week? That's what I mean. You know, although we didn't look totally sharp, we looked a lot sharper than them. Afternoon check on Chef. It's Friday, so the Super Chef is off. Hey, not much to report on. Can't think of anything. Nope, me neither. Nothing happened over the weekend. Strictly made pizzas. That was about it. A new 10th circle of hell has been discovered. Yes, being a Spurs or Man U fan. That's what I said to my Spurs friends yesterday. They text me, "Oh, well done. It was a good game, you know. It was a good game. It was a good 0-0 until we scored. It was a great 1-0 then. But I said, thankfully, because of Man United, you're not going to be on the back pages, so you won't have too much of a, you know." He was like, "Yeah, good point." Ollie's face was funny during that match. He certainly was. A baby face 68-year-old since he took that job. He has aged a lot, doesn't he? And he makes a good point. And Moyes looks 10 years younger. He does. And you could tell that meant him a lot to him yesterday because the ones that mean a lot to him, he comes on the pitch, doesn't he? He does the whole, like that one. He gave it like one of them. If any of you saw the highlight show, he was at the Sports Club yesterday and had Sean on and Stel. We found Stelios. We found him. He's back. We found him. And it's Sean Wheatstone. We had him. We had Dan Fandango. No, 12th man Dan now. We had Wiggy. We had who else? Gary Marbles. I don't know who Gary Marbles is. We met Gary Marbles, so make sure you check that highlight show. It's very funny. We've sort of half sorted all the technical side at the beginning, but we found a really good spot. So we've got our spot now. But it's good fun chatting to everyone at the Sports Club. Common Scott, the weekend was Man United getting stuffed. Yeah, we beat them 6-0, didn't we? Under 23s, which is fantastic. Good afternoon, Simon. Gaza, hope you are my friend. Still feels so good indeed. Atmosphere was electric today, indeed. Is was having a poo? When? Having a poo? No. The hangover is worth it. Good. So drained after that match. So pleased. And you were nervous, lads, weren't you? No, just my neck collection. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't me having a poo. Managed to get the game good. Great result. It was a great result. Rice, last man on the pitch, giving it the fist pumps. Definitely, man. He looks like he's not happy yet. I totally agree. Everton fan here on the vodka at 12:30. Paul, man, I tell you what. I was talking to my builder today. He's a Tottenham fan. And yeah. Just a weird. I mean, the whole weekend was just a weird weekend of football, wasn't it? Obviously, you had the 7-0 from you had the drubbing. We had two drubbing. Obviously, you had the Spurs drubbing. You had the Spurs match. You had Man United getting drubbed. You had and then Watford putting 5 past you at home. No idea. It's just mental. What a game. Indeed. We are back to fourth, man. We are fourth. West Ham in talks with a UK broadcaster about making a documentary on Domes. Makes sense, I suppose. Anyway, as I said, what we like to try and do on our little debriefs is look at what Moyes said in the post-press conference. There's some interesting stuff. he was asked the question about the resilience of West Ham. And he actually said that was a really good word to use. We show patience and the resilience and the character of the players and how we've been performing for not even weeks, but for probably a year and a half at least, is sort of shining through today. Lots of good performances, lots of good things. So great credit to the players for how they continue to grow. And then he was asked about the fact that obviously it's the first game we've won, having played on a Thursday, and whether that's made an impact on people. I just think the players have done a great job. Not just the players today, but the squad of players have done a great job, because I needed them midweek. We're still getting used to it. We're still trying to find the right balance and the right blend in all the games to try and get things right. I don't think we were fatigued today. We were just up against a strong Tottenham team who are big threats, and we found a way of winning in a different way than last week. And I think that's fair enough, isn't it? For me, I think that's fair enough because he's right. I didn't think we looked fatigued at all yesterday. Which was surprising considering a lot of those players played, a good chunk, if not all 90 minutes. But that's just me. That's just me. In terms of the defence, I actually thought all the defenders played very well. I actually thought young Ben Johnson, or Benjamin Johnson as he's called, it was when you think that we've been with a couple of right backs recently. I think Ben Johnson has had 3 games this week, and I thought he was fabulous. I agree. I think he grew into the game. Very shaky start, but grew into it. Very similar to the European squad, Europa League game on Thursday. Cresswell has been reliable, steady, very consistent. And obviously, he has got himself another assist, but I'm sure there'll be a question probably somewhere about the set pieces. Before Everton, I don't think we'd scored a goal from a set piece this season, but this week we've hit the jackpot. We've got a goal from set pieces and in all the games. And that's a good point. We really, really have. He went on to talk about the defence in a bit more. When we signed Kurt, the idea was that we knew he was someone who had the Premier League experience, who could come from a really big club and was young enough to help us hopefully for several years. So that was the thought process behind it. But we've just mentioned how well Aaron Cresswell had played. You've mentioned Kurt Zuma. We've mentioned Ben Johnson. So I think the defensive boys had a really good performance. But you look at the team in midweek and how well Craig Dawson, Issa Diop played in the game. So at the moment we need to be strong. Because there'll be bigger games and harder games and many more games coming up where we're going to need them to defend well. And then finally, no, 2 more. He was talking about the team in terms of how it's blossomed. I think we're growing the characters at the moment. I think if you look at the way these boys were maybe a few years ago or 2 years ago, I think they've all blossomed. They're all feeling important. They're all thinking they can make a difference. And I think that's within the club. I think the club West Ham is blossoming now. That comes from the team and it comes from inside the building. The support today was fantastic as well, as it would be, as you would expect from a derby. I just think these players are improving together, and that is a big thing to have. And that's actually something that I mentioned to Sean when we were chatting yesterday. I don't think it's the nicest time to be a West Ham fan I can remember for about 20, 30 years, in my opinion. Certainly since working at the club. It just seems everyone's on the same page. It just seems everyone it's a very cohesive unit at the moment. So, long may it continue, my friends. Long may it continue. He went on to say about someone asked about Antonio. He says, well, I hope he does. He does. I hope he does it. He got his goal because we need our forwards to score. Basically, we want the forward boys to come up with goals, and we know we rely on Mick a lot with the form of Jarrod Bowen recently, and Saeed, how well he is adept to the Premier League, Pablo as well, and we'll have Nicky Vlasic coming in shortly as well, and the likes of Yarmolenko as well. We need them all to contribute to the goal tally. But while the centre halves can help out as well, that's good. All credit to Mick today, getting another goal. Being Johnny on the spot is a great thing. Johnny on the spot. And then the last question was about whether last year was a one-season wonder, or whether we can build on this. And he said, I'm pleased with today's win because there was a resilience to the team. I think our football has been so good, sweet Caroline. Some of our football this year has been so good. Some of our football this year has been so good. Okay. Today it was slightly different, but it was still good and it was resilient. And there were still many remnants of how we have to defend well if you don't always have the ball and what you need to be, as we showed that today. So basically, it's all about resilience and it's all about how we work cohesively. So basically, it's not a one-off, and I don't think it is a one-off. I think this is a new. We've said it all season, but this is a new West Ham. a new West Ham, and it's a great time to be a West Ham fan. Great time. Not so much Tottenham fan or Man United fan, but what goes around comes around. What we got here? Let's have a look. Right, okay, let's have a quick look. I thought after West Ham battered us, we couldn't get worse. Well, there we go. Moyes has proved me seriously wrong from the under-23s right through to the first team. He's doing a superb job. Scott, but we don't mind that, do we? In all honesty, we don't mind being proven wrong. And that happens continually with David Moyes and West Ham and us. Now, what can prove me wrong is Wednesday. Man City have won the last 4 Carabao Cups. I think they won something like 6 in 8 or something ridiculous like that. They haven't lost the Carabao Cup in over 4 seasons. Well, this is their 5th season. They're undefeated, so we'll see. Lunch for Simon, 2 crusty cheese rolls. Hello, someone is splashing out. 2 mini sausage rolls, pepperoni, deli. So McCoy's, Lady People, always down. Oh, just mental. Top 4, why not? Indeed. I thank Russ for the win with his motivational Triple H entrance music. Play every week, mate. Play every week. Nuno said Spurs controlled the game. No. I think we controlled the game for periods of time. I think they controlled the game for periods of time. I don't think they controlled the whole game. I thought they looked out of sorts. They looked like a team that hadn't played for a week. In all honesty, I think it was a mistake them making wholesale changes. I think it's, I know you risk the players from injury and stuff like that, but it's momentum. We've got momentum. 3 wins in a week. Why can't we go for the 4th win? It's going to be tough, but why not? Lunch for Scott is an onion bhaji sandwich. Oh, okay. So it's a leftover curry, basically. Leftover curry sandwich. Great shout. The way the players defended with the ball deserves credit. Spurs had no shots on target in the second half. Indeed. First half, they always worried me, Spurs. They always worry me because I've seen Son and I've seen Lucas Moura, tear us apart with those little intricate 1-2s. And that's what they do. And sometimes we're not the best at tracking the runners. But I thought, we nullified. I thought Zuma was absolutely outstanding. His best game I've seen him play for us. Outstanding. I thought Fabianski had a very solid game. I think everyone had a solid game, you know what I mean? Benrahma probably not his most effective game, but he put a shift in and was doing a lot of tracking back as well. And yeah, I just think we grew into the game. Fornals is just... I love Pablo Fornals. I just think Soufal will find it hard to get him back into him. I think he will. And actually a great thing that... Who said it was? I think it might have been Stell when Stell was talking to Wiggy. They're saying, the best thing for West Ham is Soufal getting injured because, we can't rely on him now. And Ben Johnson's come in and he's our number 2, isn't he? You wouldn't pick Fredericks above Ben Johnson there at right back. Left back, isn't his bag. That's not his bag though. But you wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't pick Fredericks above Ben Johnson now. Ben Johnson's our number 2, and Soufal will find it hard to get back into the team. So I think Johnson gives you just pace. He's very quick, isn't he? He's very quick. Where Soufal's got an engine, will go up and down. Tim Breaker style, up and down, up and down, up and down. Ben Johnson, and he's got a trick in him. We said that again. Very true, Gaza. To match Johnson's game yesterday will be very hard. All right, Cyber. Hope you're my friend. Team spirit is good at West Ham, but you need players. Who do the basics, and you have it. Indeed, it's about doing the basics, isn't it? It's about doing the basics and. Football can be a very simple game. If you you can break down football into a very, very simple game. I think people overcomplicate it at times. But if you've got a team that are going to play and they're going to put a shift in, you've got a chance against anyone. I was at Europa on Thursday. We didn't go to the rest as tickets were sold out. Was you there Thursday? Oh no, I wasn't. I was working mode, like I do every game. You could see cuddling each other after the game. Great stuff, mate. Honestly, I tell you, the team spirit in that place is mental at the moment. I've never seen it. I've never seen a team so cohesive at West Ham. That's the truth. Battered cod, battered sausage, battered Spurs. Indeed, very good. You won 4 or 5 in a row under Moyes at times at Everton. I know. That's what I mean. And he's bringing those times back, Paul. Isn't it? It seems like he's getting the right players in. He fit a system. Yes, he may dither, so to speak, in terms of getting players in, and sometimes we might not agree with his decisions. Maybe we want that striker. Maybe we want this person. Maybe we want that person. But we have to trust in the system. Trust in Moyes, isn't it? That's what we've got to do. Rice could sense danger. He was good again yesterday. Oh, do you know what? And he anticipates so much. Like, you see, and he's always there. So if the ball's coming to him, Ndombele, or how many times he took that ball off Harry Kane, I do not know. Yeah, a dozen times, I reckon. He literally took it off his feet. But Harry Kane was very poor yesterday. Of course, he's still a threat in the first half when obviously he came in the back post and sort of, leaped over Cresswell and got a good header in. But I thought it was very poor. Very poor. I think he hamstrung the team, particularly in the second half. I would have taken him off and whacked on the Celso or Bergwijn or someone like that, just to give you a bit more pace, because that scares us. If he stands there and just beats Harry Kane, he's easy to defend in my opinion. I think sometimes when we have a really quick set of strikers we're up against, we sometimes do. Particularly on the left side with Cresswell, that worried me. Just because he gets beaten for pace, but it's all good. Gary Neville hates us, fair enough. Russ Bowen call up Defo, who he plays for West Ham, mate, so probably not. Harry Kane was playing. Yeah, he was. Apparently he played with definitely first half. Give Ollie a 5-year contract, Man U in Vanarama League. There we go. Yeah, it's been a very weird set of results this week, isn't it? Very strange. Can't get my head around it. Spurs lost to Palace, Chelsea, Arsenal, and the Mighty Hammers are what? Indeed. In Moyes we trust. Hashtag Ollie in. And it is about Moyes we trust. You know what I mean? It's like the other day with when Dan Chesters came on. You saw how much it meant to him coming on, but also all the players on the bench all jeering him up. Kevin Nolan was like getting him ready. Moisey it's good times never feel so good, as Neil Diamond would say. I know we sing that song, but it's true. It is so good at the moment. And obviously leaving, I think I was at the Sports Club for about an hour. Then I went through Stratford, and the cow was heaving. If you go and watch West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint, I literally walked in and just about to say hello just as they were starting to record, but you can hear how noisy it was, and all the way down all the restaurants, Shake Shack all around there, that sort of American-y bar on the right hand side as you walk into the station, all heaving. It's a really lovely atmosphere. Everyone having a good time, no one doing anything silly, but just enjoying themselves. Heard the comment that there was only one England captain performance in that picture. So very true, Adrian. Very true. To be honest, I've never been a fan of Harry Kane being England captain. I don't know what he can inspire in terms of performance. I tend to say midfielders or central defenders need to be the captains, because they have an obvious play. They're putting the foot in, they're doing that. They're running everywhere. They're integral to the team. But he's Harry Kane. Rice adds 10 minutes to his game value by. I mean, if you watch David Moyes talking about it, saying top 6 teams had a bargain for Declan Rice, 100 million or whether they were quoted in the summer. That ain't that now. You're looking at 120, 130 at least, isn't it? Sir David Moyes. Who knows? Absolutely, Scott. Beating Man City will be the chair. Beating Man City, honestly, on Wednesday is a bigger feat than I think people realise. Just because they haven't lost the Carabao Cup game for 5 years. This will be their 5th year. So it's going to be tough. But as I said to Dan yesterday, 12th man Dan, I fancy in a one-off game, I fancy us against anyone. And what's that? Final 16s? Then we go to quarterfinals. Who knows? We couldn't hit the Carabao. Innit? Who knows? It's for me. I want us to. Want us to be competing on all fronts as much as possible, and so I want us to have a go at this Carabao Cup, and I think we will do. I think if we've been drawn against a Sunderland or someone in a lower league team, I think you'd see a lot of the under 23s playing, but not tomorrow, not on Wednesday. There might be a few in the bench, but I'll be surprised if a lot of them start. Obviously, Ariola will be in goal, and I reckon you'll have Diop, and you'll have the Europa League team. In essence, where would you strengthen West Ham, or would it break my cohesion at the moment. For me, it's not necessarily Paul about the areas. It is about cohesion. It's buying players who will help. So obviously, when we had Jesse came in, that made a huge difference. Obviously, he scored 11 goals, but obviously, in terms of sort of keeping the team going, pepping the team back up again. For me, I mean, everyone's calls her a striker, but I don't think we'll ever get a striker. I still think left back we're a little bit sus. Masuaku, we've got some good youngsters coming through. Centre backs, I think we're covered now. I think right backs we're covered with now. Obviously, we've got Kral, who's got COVID at the moment. Otherwise, he'd have been in the squad yesterday. I think he's back for the next game. He might play on Wednesday, maybe. I don't know. Kral and obviously, you've got Noble to cover. So I think, do you know what? I think it's about quality now. It's about quality rather than quantity. So we don't necessarily need bodies, I think. We need to see the right people with the right attitude. Harry Kane looked like he played for Kane. I'd like to see cover for Crespo, another striker. Guys, I don't think we're going to get a striker, are we really? Unless, as I said, unless they claim McCann Antonio. Sod it, name the last stand after Moyes. And Young turn threes beat Man U 6-0 indeed. Yesterday, I bought my little brother a match attack pack just before the game, and he got Declan Rice shiny. What are the chances? We took it to the game, and he's convinced it gave us good luck. Revo, that's lovely. That's lovely. The game is now a sellout. Just shows what a great place the club is in right now. It is a sellout. Carabao Cup midweek. The thing is, though, to preface that, Scott, it's midweek and it's half term as well. So the chance, and I think isn't it kids for £1? So it's a perfect. It's great that we've sold out, but it's a lot of it will be because it's half term. But that's great. It's brilliant, man. Our performance on Wednesday will be good. If we lose, we lose. Gaz, you're right, man. For a game like that, it is really a free hit, innit? It's a free hit at City at the moment. They're going to be flying. We're flying at the moment. So it'll be a good game. And Anton will be doing the preview for that game tomorrow. Tonight, we may. I don't know. I don't know if Still's back with West Ham Weekly. He may be. He may not be. I don't know. But Anton will be around for if he's in the press conference today, might be tomorrow, he'll be doing that. He'll be doing the preview show tomorrow night. Obviously, he'll be around for the watch along on Wednesday and all that stuff. Tomorrow. Now, just to let you know, so tomorrow we could be having a late lunch. Just saying, maybe a late lunch tomorrow. So it's either going to be at 12:30, normal, or it's going to be at 2 o'clock. If it's at 2 o'clock, Billy Horschel's coming on at 2 o'clock. Okay? He'll be coming on at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So if I can, we'll do a late lunch. If we can. If not, we'll pre-record it and it'll be up later on Tuesday. So Billy Horschel, BMW, PGA. What else did he win recently? He won the PGAs, and he won. What's the other one he won? Miami. He won the PGA, and he won the match play this year. World number 20. He was at the game yesterday. First game at West Ham was yesterday. Not a bad first game. So Billy Horschel, Billy Ho, you've seen him. He'll be on. He'll be on tomorrow. So he'll either be doing a live show or we'll have to pre-record it based on his timing. He's only been around for 20 minutes. He's so busy. He's literally flying out of the UK. So we've got him 20 minutes. So I'm going to try and do it live if I can. If I can't, it'll be on as a... So we've got 20 minutes. Shush. Then it'll be on later. Are you clutching match attacks? Nope. Has Ticket Group got any... I don't know, man. Full round ties were rarely a sellout. It's a great place to be. Exactly, 60,000 as well. And we used to do kids for £1 as well. Is there a West Ham weekly this week? I have no idea, Freshfielder. No idea. Possibly. As he said, I know Stell didn't get back till late. Well, I think he's still out partying at the curry house by midnight. So we'll see. I'd put Okaflex on the bench. I would like to see Okaflex giving a bit of a run out. Indeed, Billy won't have 2 lunches because I need to still do it in my lunch break. That's why. If you want to push on, a striker is vital. True, but then that does mean a completely change of mentality in terms of the setup. Are you doing my Hammers Lemons in fans? We're going to start doing them again soon. At the moment, it's really hard because I just haven't got time to do it. there's so many games that we haven't got time to put them out, so we'll see. Afternoon, Neil T. Hope you're a friend. Vodka lunch and an AA meeting for us Everton's all invited. My friend, I think you need to buy a new striker. You have to spend some money. Bebo. I know people want to buy a striker, but it's whether Moyes buys the striker. That's the trouble. Academy 1 point off top league after hammering Man U 6-0. Come the end of the next window, we don't want Antonio getting injured, and we have no striker. Gaz, we all know this, mate. Moyes hasn't got his head in the sand, innit? In the same way that we went and got Lingard, if we got a striker in January, he probably wouldn't have scored 11 goals before the end of that season. So, look, Gaz, we know, as I said, I reckon 5-6 transfer windows I've been waiting for a striker. No, I'm going to come unless it's Mikel Antonio, Mark 2. Rush, your channel still got 10k. Great, I haven't posted it. I ain't posting it at all. I literally leave it all up there just to keep all the interviews up there. We're transferring slowly. We'll be finishing it soon, actually, transferring all the ex-player interviews to this channel, and all the ones on My Hammers 11 will be all the fan channels, the fan interviews. And then we will start doing them again on this channel soon, I promise you. Here's some for one. If Soufal is fit, does he start against Villa? Don't know. Maybe. Just because I think Soufal is still our number one, but I think Ben Johnson is definitely our number two, and particularly our cup right back as well, potentially. Rondon for Antonio. Thought not. There we go. I would have taken Rondon actually as a second striker. I've always rated him. Because Antonio brings he had a physical presence against R2 when we played you last week. That's for sure. Strikers are a thing of the past. It's all about right fullbacks indeed. Russ, make a queue. No, don't know either. The only difference I've noticed, Johnson doesn't have the awareness that Soufal making the forward runs, but he's only young, so it'll come. Indeed, and he's young. He's young, isn't he? And for me, Johnson always never starts a game in fifth gear. Do you know what I mean? Out of the blocks. He does take a little while to stick up the gears. And second half, he was flying. I think it was in the last couple of minutes when he took on Reguilon and absolutely just put it past him and just went crazy. If Soufal is fit, he plays. There's a lot of credit in the bank. Johnson's must. I totally agree. I'd take Malpai or Watkins. I'd take Watkins in a second. In a second. Malpai, no. But Watkins, yes. What do strikers do? Score goals? Yeah. They do. But as I said, Man City ain't got a striker, have they? They've got Jesus, but he's not their first choice. No, I totally agree, man. That was it, Gill. Yeah, he took on Gill. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, he took on Brian Gill. Brian Gill. Clive, hope you're my friend. Need a target man, even by today's standards. Man City never replaced Aguero, though. That's true. We never, as I said, the type of person we would get would have to be a clone of Mikel Antonio. And unless you're going to buy Traore, and even he's not a striker, he has to be converted. I think we're more likely to get someone who can play as a number two, who plays a 10 or an 8, and then Bowen plays up front on his own. And to be honest, yes, I love Mikel Antonio. He's our top Premier League goal scorer of all time, all that stuff. But I quite like when we play with a small man up front, because it means we're playing a lot more ticky-tacky. The football's a lot nice. The amount of times the easy ball is always just down the channels and let Antonio run it. It's an effective ball, but it's an easy ball. Whereas if Bowen's up front of his own, you saw the European game, the creativity that Yarmolenko in terms of his passing and the interplay, it was a lot snappy in my opinion. But that's just me. What's happened to Fredericks? Wasn't he on the bench? He wasn't on the bench. No, was he? He's still recovering, man. Antonio could make history. He could do. I think Ben Rama will be a striker. Nah, it's too little, mate. Hopefully, Kroll will be back for Wednesday. He should be. He should be. Yeah. Moyes might nick one of the Man United strikers on loan. I'd take Cavani. Why not go for Origi? Well, Origi, there are similarities, Clive. You're right. We were, often Claret Blues. Check out Claret Blues. A great channel with Gary and the Killington brothers, and it's good fun. Russ, we need a striker. Gazza, right? Literally every day you tell me we need a striker. I'm fully aware you think we need a striker. We do. Belotti, yeah, bastard up front. I mean. There's two types of people. You're either going to get an Antonio clone or a Marko Arnautovic clone. To me, Marko Arnautovic is the perfect. It's more suited to the David Moyes formation than Antonio. Shots fired. But hear me out. I think he's. I thought Antonio, a 2018 Arnautovic. He's got that nasty streak about him, which I think you need if you're a man up front on your own. And he's got a bit of skill about him. And he had pace. Maybe not the physical presence and the bullying sort of, tactics that Antonio had. But I think that's more because of his size necessarily than his personality. But I think Ben Rama could be a striker. What do you think? I don't think so, mate. I think he's too little. I think that's not his job. His job is turning and running with the ball and picking a pass. That's when he's most effective, in my opinion. Ben starts at Villa for me. Fair enough. Ben John. Cavani. I like Cavani. I think Cavani's a great player. 3 clean sheets. Exactly. We haven't had hardly any clean sheets. Now got 3 in a row. And every game we scored a set piece in now. Paul, take care, man. As always, we're here. We're always here, particularly for a suffering Everton fan. Giroud, no, it's a bit too old for my liking. Will convert Vlasic to a striker soon, probably. Yarma does play up front for his country, but doesn't do it. Never does it for us. But I think that European game was probably on Thursday was the best game I've seen him play since the Chelsea 3-2 game. That was a season and a half ago. And I think for me, he's better playing off the right rather than up front his own. He just seemed to have a bit more creativity. He could get more into the game. He's probably already started trading him for. I think he probably has. I'm so buzzing for today that even Harry Kane wasn't once that so bad. Indeed, he's past the granddad stage. I mean, we'd never get him because he's not under the age of 27. But it doesn't matter. We have the most goals in the Premier League in set pieces. Really, really. Is that just I think that's just a fact of the Premier League this season. I think last year we topped it with 13 or 14, didn't we? And we're third into no, I don't know how far in the season now. 8 games, 8, 16, 24, 32. Yeah. So we're top. Brilliant. Love it. Moyes used to bring it off the bench. He hardly does it now. Well, I think yesterday. Substitutions are great if they make a difference, and if you're looking at someone who does a like for like, then I didn't see the benefit of taking anyone off for Vlasic in terms of what he'd bring. I thought we'd play. I thought the boys, I thought Bowen had a fantastic game, as he has in the last 3 or 4 games. He's been on actual fire at the moment, and as Mo said, I'd be great for him to get a. What's the name? It'd be great to get a call up for England. He played well against Genk. He did. I thought that was the best game Vlasic played, and Yarmolenko. Russ, don't you think we need Gazza? Right. Yes, we need a striker. Will we get a striker? No. We always need a striker. Every team, Man United, Man City needs a striker. Liverpool, everyone needs a good striker and wants to get the striker. But do I think I'll get one? No. Just because so I'd rather just move on. Can I have your forward for Wednesday, please, Russ? My forward? What are you on about? Your forward? What are you on about? Bowen is the. Oh, sorry. Okay. Can I have your forward? Okay, so it'll be Bowen. I think Bowen will start on Sunday, on Wednesday. I reckon. Russ, I'm fully aware we need a strike. I know we need one, but are we going to get one? No, we're not, are we? As I said, six transfer windows. Everything is we're going to get one. No. Phone's about to die. Catch that. Cheers, Clive. Plug it in. Just put it in the. This is the international sign for putting the charger in your phone. You're fine. Missed the boat on Ivor Toney. You're right, man. I mean, that's yes. And I still think I'd have liked Moyes to have 6 months with Mr. Haller. I think 6 months with Mr. Haller. I think Moyes would have done something with him. Because I just think he was a good player. He just didn't really do it for us. So, but yeah, I know what you mean. Ivor Toney he'd have been great. And Ollie Watkins missed the boat on him as well, isn't it? All about Brentford, isn't it? All about Brentford. Who plays up front? Bowen. We have 10 strikers, low centre backs, strikers. Look, I don't care whoever scores as long as the goals have been scored. Everywhere they go, Spurs get battered indeed, just like COD. Sorry, Russ needs a striker. Yeah, fair enough. Now, what we need is another keeper. Good point. You can never have enough keepers. You never know. Very important position. If Haller's signed for Moyes now, it'd be a different story. His time was spoilt by certain. Do you know what? Claret and Booze, that is totally right. I think if he'd gone out and bought Sebastian Haller now, I think you would see the Sebastian Haller that terrorised defences in the Bundesliga, that is playing really well now in the Dutch league. I think you would have got a different player. You would have got a totally different player. And Scott agrees. He would have been, yeah. And in this system as well, because again, just because he plays, it's all about confidence. And I think what Moyes brings, he brings a lot of confidence to players who maybe aren't playing very well. He's always very assured of them. So should have gone out for Ronaldo. There we go. Mashing Spurs today was the highlight of the mashing Spurs yesterday was the highlight of my day. Great shout. We need a backup CDM, backup left back, a good backup left back that we can trust so we can rest Cresswell. I think that's for me. That's what I would like them to see is that left back, because as you said, Cresswell, and we are relying a lot on his set plays, his crossing. And as you said, it takes just a knock, and I think then you lose a huge asset. Yeah, I think, or start blooding some of the players in, the younger players. I mean, we've got some great players in the under 23s. As you know, they battered Man United 6-0 this weekend. So, in the same with the right back as well, because we've got Ben Johnson, we've got Soufal, we've got Fredericks, we've got the boy Ashby. Massive. I love Ashby. He's on fire at the moment. Ronaldo would be going great at West Ham. Could you imagine? Haller didn't like England. Well, I don't think he liked the fact that you buy him and he's like that and it doesn't work. It's all okay. Well, you bought me because I did that, and now you tried me to get me to do that. And yeah, I just don't think it worked from the beginning. We're not going to play pretty football every week. There'll be games like yesterday where we see it out. Indeed, and defensively, you have to be strong, and we were. Moyes out, can't handle being a decent team for 2 years running. Well, just wait. Hi, Alan. We could go for Belotti. I mean, that's who I think would be a great shout. Get on cheap from Torino. Nasty player. We'll do a good. The training ground is about to be redeveloped, I've heard. Yeah, apparently so. I think Ben Johnson is good enough backup for Soufal. He was pretty amazing these last 2 games in the Premier League. I totally agree, Doctor. He really was. I think for me, it's encouraging. It's great to see. I mean, it's like when like Chelsea the other day. Look at who scored the goals and who played for them. Hudson-Odoi and Mount and people like that. That's what we're starting to do again now. Get some youngsters in. Obviously we got Declan Rice. We've got Ben Johnson. The boy Ashby was on the bench. In the midweek we had Baptiste and Alessa. I think were both on the bench. I mean, Alessa is a unit. Oh, a unit. My only concern is, we've got, you want to be keeping these guys and blooding them in as you can. But, there's not many opportunities because Moyes wants to win every game. Fair play. Love it. Great watching Man United getting smashed. It was. Ben Johnson is growing under Moyes. He certainly is. Rush Green's being redeveloped. I don't know. I don't really know how, but it is. Or in what capacity. We need Lingard for some competition. Do we? Do we? Do you know what I mean? For me, it's like Lingard, I think, could be the icing on the cake. But who's he going to get in front of now? Ben Rama? It's a shame because then you clip Ben Rama's wings a little bit. So I would, I'd get someone who would be an understudy to Ben Rama rather than as a replacement, because he would be. Lingard would start up ahead of Ben Rama. I wouldn't want to. I don't know who I'd want to get out of the team. Fornals is one of those players that when he's like the Jeff Pike of our team. He's like the Pete Butler. Here we go. I've mentioned Pete Butler. He's like Hayden Mullins. He's that type of player that we wouldn't put on our team sheet first, but the manager does because of what he brings. He brings such a huge. For me, he just brings a massive amount of energy which you need in that team. You don't run, you don't play. He made it pretty clear. Can stay where he was. We're a team now indeed. What are you going to do if it gets injured or burn out? Bebo, no idea. But that's why I'm not at Rush Green. That's why I'm in front of you on a little YouTube channel. Lingard's coming next season. Don't worry. Oh yeah, apparently Daya reckons he's going to come. If he comes on a free transfer, in the summer, that's not a bad signing. But I wouldn't want to get him in and pay money for him now, because then he's got a price tag on his head that he has to get value for. So I wouldn't want to miss out on other players. To be honest, we are lacking in goal. But I think we've always been Sharky. I think we've always been lacking in front of goal. We don't. That Everton game, for example, how many shots we had off on target and all that type of stuff. It just wasn't great. So it's an area which I think is always been of concern. But the fact is, if we're tightening up at the back, that was my key thing, because we were leaking a lot of goals. Second half of last season, beginning, we leak goals. So tightening that up, 3 clean sheets in a row, that's brilliant. We need to build on that, because we will always nick a goal. We will always nick a goal the way we play. But it's just that back end for me. Once he got abused, didn't he, when he was doing the warm-up? He said, I'm not even playing. Why are you abusing me? I'm not playing. Pete Butler, indeed. It's not one of my streams until I mentioned Pete Butler. Hi, Russ. What's the latest Ben Johnson's? Because apparently he's out of contract this season, the end of the season. I hope we don't have an Ngakia situation, because clearly Ngakia wasn't offered a new deal because Ben Johnson was coming up. And I can see the same thing happening in a weird way, because Ashby's coming through, who's bloody good. But I'd like them to. I think they will off. It should time down now. I think that's what I mean. The best thing that happened to him is Soufal getting injured, because it realised what a great player he is. We need to give Vlasic a chance with Lingard limits. Yes, I mean, their limit is we spent 30 million on him. We spent 25 million on Ben Rama. One of them will lose game time if Lingard comes in. My girlfriend asked me if I had seen the Dogs Bowl. I said, I don't know. They can't play cricket. They could play very good. 15 minutes to a bargain. Yeah, he's got plenty of miles on the clock, doesn't he? What's there tonight, Russ? I have no idea. No idea. Probably maybe fajitas tonight. Maybe. Who knows? Good afternoon, James. Smug hammers, indeed. All smug hammers. As I said, I believe Anton, I believe Stel might be doing a West Ham Weekly today. He might be back in the fold a bit more. So keep an eye out for that. If not, tomorrow it could be a normal 12:30 show. No worries with homework and all that type of stuff. Or we might have a late lunch. And if it is a late lunch, make sure you turn up, because we've got Billy Ho will be coming on, and only for like 20-25 minutes or so, and then we'll carry on having our usual lunch banter on top of that. So it'll be a shorter show tomorrow, but make sure you can. If it's down at 2:00, you know why it's at 2:00, because Billy's coming on. If it's down at 12:30, Billy's not coming on. I'm recording the interview later on that day. But the only way you can check for sure is making you subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if Billy is on, we'll try and eat. I've literally got it for 20-25, about 20 minutes maximum. He's literally flying in and flying out. And so if you have questions, put them in the chat and we'll try and get through some. If we don't, I do apologise. But literally, I have practically no time with him, but enough to chat about West Ham and why he's a fan. And we won't even probably have a chance. We definitely won't have a chance to do a West Ham 11, to be honest. But it's more about his West Ham journey, if that makes sense. So make sure you check that out. That'll be all good stuff. Don't want to keep harping on about Johnson. He's improving in front of him. Have in front of him more often, indeed. Hold me up. Stell is back. He's back in the country. Only 23 points. Indeed, 23 points to go. No show Wednesday, people. Russ is in the office. Thanks, Scott. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, on a Wednesday is no show. And obviously we'll have the Man City game on Wednesday with the watch along and Anton and stuff like that. I wonder what would happen to Stell. I thought he was dead. No, he was on holiday. Been in Cyprus, living it high life. If anyone saw the West Ham highlight show yesterday, we were live from the sports club, and Stell was there. He was there, so he's alive. I promise you. He won Squid Game in Cyprus, and now he's back. Okay. So that's me, guys. So thank you very much for your time. As I said, we'll be back tomorrow. Time TBC. Probably, I reckon 75% will be on at 2:00 tomorrow, rather than 12:30 UK time. I'll give it a 75% chance. If not, you'll know he's not. We're doing it later on that day. That makes sense. As always, like to thank all our lovely channel partners, and at the end of the show, as always. So take care, stay safe. Get your boosters. Wash those hands. Get your boosters, and much love. Bye bye.
It's like a family tree.